Yanqing is a playable character in Honkai Star Rail, a SCIFI RPG game set in a galactic universe. He is a lieutenant of the Shanzhou Lufu, a flagship that fights against the abominations of abundance. He may be related to Ma Feima, a character from Honkai Impact 3rd. He has Ice DMG skills and can freeze enemies. Yanqing's voice actor is Amber May in English and Marina Inui in Japanese. They have voiced other characters in Honkai Impact 3rd and Genshin Impact. Yanqing has Ice DMG skills that can freeze enemies and increase his SPD and effect trace. His basic attack is Cold Light, Cold Blade. His skill is Drakestoning Edge, and his traces are Step Steel, Head Held High, and Frozen Boon. Cold Light, Cold Blade. His basic attack that deals Ice DMG to an enemy. It can also trigger his Trace Step Steel, which increases his SPD by 10% for 2 turns when he lands a crit hit. Drakestoning Edge. His skill that remotely controls his sword to attack an enemy, dealing Ice DMG and activating Empathic Sword Link for 1 turn. This effect makes his sword follow his movements and attack with him, dealing additional Ice DMG. It also triggers his Trace Head Held High, which increases his effect race by 20% when Empathic Sword Link is active. Frozen Boon. His trace that deals additional Ice DMG equal to 30% of his ATK to charge. Yanqing has 3 traces that enhance his skills and abilities. Step Steel increases his SPD by 10% for 2 turns when he lands a crit hit. Head Held High increases his effect race by 20% when Empathic Sword Link is active. Frozen Boon deals additional Ice DMG equal to 30% of his ATK to enemies with Ice weakness. Some of the best relics for Yanqing are Firesmith of Lava Forging, increases his Ice DMG and crit rate. Swordsmith of Frost Forging, increases his ATK and SPD when he lands a crit hit. Swordsmith of Star Forging, increases his ATK and effect race when he uses his skills. Some of the locations where you can farm the relics for Yanqing are Cavern of Corrosion, Path of Conflagration. You can get Firesmith of Lava Forging relics here. It is located in Stargazer Navalia, the Shanzhou Lufu. It costs 40 Trailblaze power per run. Cavern of Corrosion, Path of Drifting. You can get Passerby of Wandering Cloud relics here. It is located in Corridor of Fading Echoes, Jarilo 6. It also costs 40 Trailblaze power per run. Cavern of Corrosion, Path of Starlight. You can get Swordsmith of Star Forging relics here. It is located in Stargazer Navalia, the Shanzhou Lufu. It costs 40 Trailblaze power per run as well. Some of the best light cones for Yanqing are Frosty Star, a 5-star light cone that increases his Ice DMG and crit rate. Snowy Moon, a 4-star light cone that increases his ATK and SPD when he lands a crit hit. Icy Crystal, a 3-star light cone that increases his effect trace when he uses his skills. Some of the best team compositions for Yanqing are Yanqing plus Danhem plus Seal. This team has 2 ice characters and 1 fire character, which can trigger the Frostfire effect that reduces enemy death and increases Team DMG1. Dan Heng can also heal Yanqing with his skills, while Seal can provide crowd control and debuffs. Yanqing plus Sushen plus Emiya. This team has 2 ice characters and 1 lightning character, which can trigger the Frost Shock effect that stuns enemies and increases team crit rate 1. Sushen can also buff Yanqing's ATK and SPD with her skills, while Emiya can provide evasion and support. Yanqing plus Kiana plus Bronya. This team has 1 ice character, 1 physical character, and 1 psychic character, which can trigger the Mind Freeze effect that reduces enemy race and increases Team DMG1. Kiana can also boost Yanqing's crit DMG with her skills, while Bronya can provide shields and buffs. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Honkai Star Rail Guide.